Watch as I turn these two scaffolding boards into the coolest wooden bench of my dreams. The first thing I did was remove the metal edging around the ends of the scaffolding board. I bought these new at the shop, so that's how they came. Then I took half of a scaffolding board piece that I cut down, I marked it at 39 centimeters, and I cut 4 of these, which are going to be the bench legs. Then I took the long piece of scaffolding and I cut it down to 4.5 feet. This is the length of the bench, and this will be the top piece. And that little extra piece that I cut off, I cut that down into smaller ones as well, and I'll show you why and how I use those later on. For this next part, you're going to have to trust the process, people. What I'm about to do now, I know a lot of people won't agree with, but I'm basically destroying my wood cuts. And I'm doing this because I want to distress the wood. I want to make it look 100 years old, really battered, and add a ton of character. So I'm chipping off the edges by using a screw that goes from top to the side, and I'm prying it off so it peels and chips all along the sides of these pieces of wood. When you're done with that, all of your edging should look chipped and worn out like this. I then used my hammer to make a few dents in the pieces of wood, and then I took my multi-tool and I cut slits along the edges to make the wood look a little bit more cracked and used and worn. Next, I took a wire brush and placed it in my drill, and I used this to make markings on the wood on the front and backs. And this is going to give it some dents, some scratches, some more character. And the stain would sit into these little scratches nicely and look a bit darker and give it some depth. And I know it looks crazy, but when you're all done, your wood should look kind of distressed and destroyed, just like this. Now this next step is probably the most crucial. As you can see, I really distressed this wood, so there is a lot of splinters and it doesn't feel even. So you have to make sure you sand this down till it's completely buttery smooth. Then I moved on to the staining. I chose the color Golden Ash, and this is pretty much my go-to stain color whenever I'm staining wood. I think it's just a timeless, classic color of stain, and it doesn't darken the wood too much, but it definitely makes it feel like it's old, rustic, and has a lot of character. As you can see, that's the before of stain, and this is the after. Just look how much that stain brings out the character in these pieces. Just a little tip, whenever you can't stain hard to reach pieces, just get a chip brush and really work that stain into the cracks, and it really deepens and darkens them, and that's what adds this beautiful depth. Now when that's all done, the top of your bench should look like this. And I don't know about you, but this does not look like a new piece of wood to me. This looks like it has so much character now, it's so cool. Then I assembled the bench by using some wood glue to attach the two pieces of legs together. I used those little wood cuts as support brackets and nailed them in from the top and from the sides to stabilize the legs. I brought it upstairs to the guest room, and this is the final look, y'all. I don't know about you, but this looks like the coolest antique bench to me. This cost me less than 50 pounds, or I should say $60 to make. What do you guys think? I absolutely love it.